Welcome to day 23 of Lent for everyone. This Tuesday, we continue in this series to go through the Gospel of Matthew and to look at these sayings of Jesus and these parables, specifically in this case. This parable of the landowner who gives the same pay to workers throughout the whole day is one of those passages that I think strikes us as one that really tells us a lot about the character of God and God's kingdom, right? And that is that no matter what time you come in to God's kingdom, you get the pay, you get the grace, and you know what? God doesn't seem to care if it is that you've worked the entire day for that kingdom or if you came in just the last hour. For those who are at the last hour, this is extremely good news. And for those who came in early, it can be disheartening. And so Wright talks about kind of how to break down and think about this passage. The first angle he talks about is that those who came in early in the game would be the disciples. The disciples might have been upset by this message of Jesus because they are the ones who've been with Jesus early. He seems to be giving them a forewarning that they aren't going to somehow have a special place forever and ever in his kingdom, but in fact, they are going to be part of everyone in it. The second focus that Wright brings into play is that of Gentiles, and saying that yes, the Jewish people have a preferred place, but as we've seen time and time again already in Matthew, and as we will see after Jesus' death and resurrection, the Gentiles are going to continue to come into a preferred place as well in God's kingdom, and this Jesus will be the savior of the world, not just of the Jewish people. And so he's inviting already this Jewish community who Matthew is writing to see that the good news is for all and not just for the Jewish people. And then the third angle that Wright takes is really one that I like, and that is that he talks about the celebrity culture that we make in Western Christianity, and we do this all the time. We are looking for the next big church or the next big pastor to follow. I know that I do it even on a pastoral level. We make these celebrities, we make these people out, and even if it's nerdy folks like me, like I kind of make N.T. Wright out to be one of these people in my life to follow. That Wright writes that there are no ordinary Christians. In the same way that there's no one who has a preferred place in God's kingdom, not some mega church pastor, not some position. In the same way, there's no ordinary Christians, that all disciples have a wonderful place and a preferred place in God's kingdom. And I think that's a great thing for us to remember. So I pray that we would remember that regardless of which worker we are in the vineyard, that God gives us all our place in God's kingdom, and that is a wonderful place for all. And in fact, if you are someone who feels like you're just an ordinary person, maybe you feel like in the church you are an ordinary, quote unquote, Christian, that indeed you actually have a preferred place in God's kingdom, that there are no extraordinary Christians or disciples, but that all of us are important servants in God's vineyard. God bless you today.